Cẩm Thu xin chào mừng quý vị và các bạn quay trở lại với phần 3 của chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC, phỏng vấn ông Andrew Olenek là giám đốc điều hành của công ty Timhome Việt Nam. Chúng tôi xin phép được tiếp tục cuộc trò chuyện với vị khách mời này nhé. You seem to provide a number of minimal cost advantages. So, in which way does Timhome make its money?
Okay, monetization is also a complex topic. We're a marketplace. Our goal is to connect buyers with the right sellers, and that's where we make our money. We don't make money on advertising. We don't take money from people who are bringing us properties. We only get paid when we're successful in doing what we should be doing, meaning whenever a connection happens, that's when we get paid, which is, good and bad, because it keeps us very honest and very much trying to make those connections happen. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're not taking money from advertisers allows us to make demands, to demand quality, to demand information, because that's when we can only recommend them to buyers. So it's a new level of relationship with the sellers, instead of just taking the money and having to advertise whatever they're telling us. Mm-hmm. So it's very new for the Vietnamese market, but it's also very in line with global trends. People are tired for paying for advertising. When I have to pay you, so you put it on your newspaper platform, and I have no results guaranteed whatsoever. It's all my risk. Now, people are happy to pay, if we share risks. So if I get your property from you on Timhome, it's my job to present it properly, to find the customers for it. And if I'm successful in it, yes, then you'll pay me, but that's when you're making business.
I see. How are you currently placed to achieve your company's goals? And also, what are the future prospects? Can you please share?
Mm-hmm. We're still at the very beginning in Vietnam. We've only launched our platform about 2 months ago, but with very good initial results. But let's go through the checklist. Any successful business has a problem it's solving, has a solution to that problem, has a team to make it happen, and has funding to carry it through the process. So in terms of understanding the problem, there is absolutely a problem of lack of marketplaces, of lack of entities which would help people make a proper important choice in real estate. And we know this problem very deeply. We've traveled through about 30 markets. We've worked with about 200 developers. We're constantly in contact with all the biggest players in this field, like the biggest property portals, multi-billion-dollar businesses in this. Mm-hmm. So we have a very deep understanding of the problem and the solution also. Is the solution ready? I'm a perfectionist, so if you ask me, I would say that Timhome is about 10% where I would see it to be. Mm-hmm. But every day we're developing it to become this big solution of what we're talking about. Regarding the team, we have a superb team of about 60 people worldwide who are helping us build this, who really believe, who come to work every day believing that they could really improve the important choice of millions of people on the planet, which is very cool to work with. We have international backers in terms of funding. Mm-hmm. Of course, funding is never enough. You always want more. So we're always fundraising, always talking to investors, both in Vietnam and abroad, to make this dream happen. So I think we're in the right position. I think we definitely know what we want to build. That we know that it's needed. We know how it should look like. It just comes down now to finding the people, both investor and employees, who are going to help us build this faster than we are doing it right now.
I see. So how does the strategy in Vietnam differ from those implemented in other countries?
There's a lot of companies which just, open offices in different countries and just copy the solution. I'm not a fan of that approach. So before we came to Vietnam, we took a very deep research of what is needed here. How is this real estate market different? Fundamentally, it's very similar to a lot of emerging markets, but of course there's a couple features which makes it unique. So when we built our platform, of course, you see it's under a different brand. It's built on the same core, but it's also built specifically for Vietnam. Like, for example, there's a lot of going into mobile, because Vietnamese people are mobile first, very much. And there's a lot of different features which don't exist in other countries, because there's very little trust towards online solutions here. So we have to incorporate that. And the platform is being managed and being built right now by mostly a Vietnamese team. Mm-hmm. So we try to combine the best of two worlds. The know-how about the market from our local colleagues here, combined with the technology and the know-how from other markets provided by an international team.
Mm-hmm. What challenges have you faced in setting up your operation in Vietnam?
I would name two main challenges, one generic and one very market specific. The market specific being lack of trust. In emerging markets, there's always very little trust between market participants. But in Vietnam, given how fast it's growing and how young it is, there's a complete lack of trust. So developers don't trust their own salespeople. Salespeople do not trust brokers. Brokers do not trust customers. Brokers don't trust each other. Customers don't trust websites. Nobody's trusting nobody. Which means, when there's lack of trust, inefficiencies happen. So our main challenge is talking to all the participants of the market and explaining to them that, opening up, giving more information, trusting each other more, the benefits you get from that by times outweigh the risks which you're creating for your business. That's absolutely proven everywhere in the world. The other challenge is, of course, talent and people. Always an issue in any market. Luckily, Vietnamese people are very entrepreneurial. I've never seen such an entrepreneurial nation. That is very good.
Glad to hear.
It's absolutely fantastic. Everybody wants a business. Everybody has 3 businesses, doing everything. It's a very young market, very, young, talented people. It's an issue, but also an opportunity.
I see. Which experiences from other markets that Timhome brings to Vietnam?
Well, there's a lot of them, of course. We've learned a lot when we were doing business in other countries. We failed a lot when doing business in other countries, so we can build those experiences. And we can bring to real estate players here our experience from other markets. But most importantly, we can bring the absolute proof that opening up, building trust creates sustainable business. If you actually just work on your offer better, work on customers choosing you instead of you chasing them, that actually creates long-term value instead of just a profit right now, which is very short and might hurt the market. Luckily, we see that a lot of people are eager to listen. A lot of people see that the market has to be more transparent and more stable.
I see. So what would be your advice for locals wanting to get involved in the real estate market in Vietnam?
First of all, do your research. There's a lot of advertising out there because that means a lot of events, a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities. But please do your research right on, what is this property? Who's behind it? What is the quality of finishing? Look up the opinions of other people who have bought. Make sure you have proper legal advice. And again, before you get into physical contact, do your research. Compare options. Because once you're in that contact, once you have the broker in front of you or the salesperson in front of you, it's very easy to get influenced. So before you do that, make sure that you have all the proper data and the proper questions, because you're making a very expensive decision. And again, like we discussed, a very important one, which is definitely going to impact your life. So take your time, take the right advices, and research.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for all advices, and I wish you success.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thưa quý vị và các bạn, sau khi thoát khỏi vùng đáy của khủng hoảng, thị trường bất động sản bước vào giai đoạn phục hồi với những thay đổi, chuyển biến mạnh mẽ. Giờ đây, dù là nhà phát triển dự án, nhà môi giới hay người mua bất động sản đều có thể tin rằng các giải pháp bất động sản đang liên tục mở ra những cánh cửa cơ hội, biến ước mơ kỳ vọng sau nhiều năm nan giải của họ trở thành sự thật. Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC. Chúng tôi đã có cuộc trò chuyện với ông Andrew Olenik, là đồng sáng lập Homester.com, công ty công nghệ bất động sản quốc tế, đồng thời cũng là giám đốc điều hành của công ty Timhome Việt Nam. Chúng tôi xin cảm ơn quý vị đã quan tâm theo dõi. Xin chào tạm biệt quý vị và xin hẹn gặp lại trong chương trình tiếp theo.